Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to continue on looking at first and second editions of games to see what is improved on them and what's in there. Now, I know a couple people have said, that there might be some map changes and, some changes in the book, and I don't know, but I will just compare the physical parts of these because I've not really gone into them and examined them yet. But today I'm going to do France 40, and I actually didn't pick this one up on GMT's P500, and that came and went, and I think now they're not available there, but I was able to get this one off of a gentleman off of a Board Game Geek that had them for sale for a pretty good price, brand new, and it was shrink wrapped and everything, so I was kind of happy that I was able to do that. Now, when they did have the P500, I did buy the mounted map. And I bought the mounted map for my original game here, which is this one right here. So, let's take a look at them. All right, so here are the two games. The first thing that we notice is a change in cover. The cover design has changed. We still have the two games, Sickle Cut and Dynamo, but I understand that this one also includes a game that involves both maps together, which will work for the paper maps, but not for the mounted map, because the mounted map has the Sickle Cut on one side and it has the Dynamo is mounted on the other side. So I think that, it's going to be kind of hard to combine those two. But the first thing you notice, besides the cover here, is that the box is a little bit thicker. Again, just like before when we looked at the other one there. And so instead of this thinner box, we have a thicker box, which is good for the map going in there, so that'll make it nice. And then on the back side here, we have a little different artwork here showing more of the counters, the game contents, 2 paper maps, 2 counter sheets, 1 rule book, 4 player aid cards, 2 setup and reinforcement cards, 2 identical CRT TEC player aid cards. So instead of 4 player art cards, you have 2, which is probably because they're a fold, I would imagine. 2 6-sided dice and 2 6-sided dice in this one. So it doesn't look like you get much in the way of differences. But if we look down here, when they talk about second edition, it says this second edition includes a new 2-map scenario, 10 new units, so we do have some new units coming in, improved order of battle for both games, and many modifications in the rules and charts. So there are modifications here. Now, it's still a 2-player game, and the time is 4 to 6 hours, and let's see, 1 day per turn. Doesn't really say a time here as far as how long it plays. No, it does not. But if we come over here, complexity is 5, and solitaire suitability is also 5. So they're both still the same as far as those stats go. The game counter is here. Mark Simonitch is the designer here, of course. And, well, let's flip it on over and open up the boxes here. So we'll open up this box here first. And then we'll open up our older game. So our older game is on the left side here. This is our older one. So the first thing we see is the plastic bags. And there were probably some in here, but I've had this game for a little while. So we do have some plastic bags. And we do have 2 die. And let's see, is there a die in here? Yes, there are 2 dice in here. So we do have different colored dice. They're tiny bits. Are they smaller? Yeah, they are tiny bits smaller. Maybe 2 millimeters smaller. So the dice in the newer one are a little bit smaller. But, that's fine. They're still a good quality die. And they're 2 different colors, so that's kind of nice. And then we have Rule of Play and Rule of Play here. So both those books are about the same. We do have a play book here. So this Rule of Play goes to 23, counter abbreviations and counter scans, 32. So counter abbreviations is 19. This one's at 23. So the rules are a little bit different, probably because they have a playbook broken down into it. Let me get these both in frame here for you to see. And So yeah, introduction, content. Yeah, so sequence of play, all of that seems to be about the same. Open them on up, let's see. Yeah, they're pretty similar. Now this one is on a semi-glossy cards or paper stock. We get Chancellorsville, combat results. So we got a lot of diagrams in this one. And go on through here, and we got the sickle and the dynamo scenarios, which are the two games. And then we have an extended example of play in this here. So we get this rule book here, and this is not a glossy paper, so it makes it a little easier to read, I think. And let's see. So we have some of the same type of drawings here in here. Yeah, they look about the same. Retreats, fortifications, supply reinforcements, special rules, common all scenarios. So we got the one scenario there, the dynamo scenario, and that's it on this one. So I'm not sure where the other game is. Maybe it's in the other book. But yeah, so we have two of them here, special rules. Yeah, so these are about the same until we get to this part here. Let me put this on this side so I don't get them confused, because I do that. And then we have the extended example of play here. So we do have looks like about the same. So the extended example of play here in the playbook, and first edition notes, and then the second edition notes. And so it talks about the goal of the second edition is fix play balance problems in the sickle cut. Sorry, I keep saying sickle cut scenario. It was too difficult for the German player to win, and update some of the game's mechanics so they would be more in line with the recent games in the series. Players who have played any of the games from Stalingrad 42 onward should have no problem learning this game. So they got some tactical movements there, and then order of battle notes here. And it looks like all new stuff here, part of the rules, strategic rail movement. And then we have our situation map here. And let's see, I don't know that I saw that over in this one. Nope, there it is. So we just get to it there and there. So that information is similar, which really is some really cool stuff to have. And then dynamo map. And then our game pieces there. So here we'll go a couple. So these look like about the same. And here's the France 40 combined game. So that's the combined game here. And I'm putting them all together. And here's your setup right here. So you get a little bonus. You get, if you buy the second edition, you get this bonus game in here. So that's kind of nice. Let's see. And on the back here. So we come down here. So we got German at start reinforcement. So let's see what cards we have here. Okay. So we have these two cards. Ally at start. Okay, so here's the ally reinforcements together. And they do look a little different, for example, here and here. But yeah, it does look like we have different units. Looks like we have more units, actually, on that one. And on the back is the dynamo at start. And we definitely have more here, going across there and here. So we have a little more units on the allies. And then on the German at start card, compare them. So the German at start, this does have a little more there than this one, and definitely more along here, and about the same from this point to this point, I think. Turn 13, so turn 14 had something coming in, turn 13 stops there. Turn 12 has a lot less than here, 11, is a lot less here than here. Turn 10 there. I don't know, turn 11 has up here and continued here. So that actually has more than turn 11 on this game. Turn 10, same. Turn 9, 1 only has 1. Turn 9 had these two, and then turn 8 had those, which they seem to be coming in a little earlier. And on the back side, so yes, there is a big difference in the order of battle charts between the two, yeah, especially when you look here and here. Yeah, and up here, if we look up there, it does seem like we have a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. So we do have more coming in here. And that's the difference between those two. And then now we get to our combat tables here. Combat or modification there. And here we have our player aids, and both these player aids are exactly the same on both sides, and these player aids are probably exactly the same. Yeah, they are. So we'll just compare. So here's our terrain chart on the back here, and you see that this is missing, so it's probably on the inside. Give us a little more information on the terrain effects. And then we go to the front part. Order of battle looks a little different here also. Yeah. So it looks like that could be a little bit different. Determined defense is a little bit more expanded here than it is here. Combat modifiers looks about the same. And again, I'm just glancing at this really quick. So, you know, just know that if you really sit down with this, you'd probably see a lot more differences than I'm noticing here. But that's just to my eye right away. And then on the inside here, we have evacuation table. Now let's see, do we have an evacuation table here? We do not. So the determined defense table, disengagement table, I'm sorry. Let's see, there's a rally table here, which I don't see on this one, not at all. Isolation, yeah, these two are about the same. Disengagement, which I don't see anything here that says that. Extended movement, so this probably gives you a little bit more example, more information on that. Breakthrough combat it talks about. Evacuation table, which I don't see on here at all, but this might be for the dynamo. God, words are tough. And an expanded sequence of play here on here, which we don't have on either one of these. So this includes 2 pages in here that are a little bit more in detail and some extra rules too, or extra things, I should say. So we have our counters here, and we have our maps here. And let's look at the map first. So, you know, again, there could be changes. There probably are changes on the map, I would think. This looks a little bigger here. So I'm not going to unfold them all the way, but the maps still look pretty good. I mean, both maps look nice. Yeah. So they look about the same. Like I said, there's a little bit of change down here in the turn tracks as far as size goes. Let's see. And we got the same entry points and things like that. So I'm sure there are little changes here that I'm not noticing, but I just want to see the physical difference between the two. And then this one here, retreat to victory, and this one here, yeah. So again, we have it pretty close to the same when we look at those two sides and then back up here. So again, like I said, there might be some different hexes or different bridges and things like that in here that were corrected. So I'm sure that now, you know, I did get a note back in the day when I purchased this one a long time ago from GMT. So, you know, I don't get that anymore, but I'm sure things have changed a lot. And then we come to the counters. Now these are all cut out. These of course are not. So these are the new counters. They look about to be the same size as far as corner to corner, but let's pull one out and check it. So, and let me try to do that without spilling all of these all over the place. So, and we'll pop out one that looks similar to it. Wow, these are in there pretty good. Okay, so the counters, and let me switch you on over to this camera here, I think. Let's see if it'll focus up close for us. Yes, it is. So here's counter one, counter two there. Let me get in frame here. There we are. So those are the counters there, and they look about the same. You know, my fat fingers have a hard time holding the counters, and when I put them now, this does have brown on the inside where this had white. Let me see. I gotta make sure I keep looking at the screen up here so that you can see it. Yes. All right. So you can see that there's a white and then a brown separating it, and they are slightly. Let me look up close here. Yes, they are slightly bigger. Not much, but they are slightly thicker. Thicker, I should say, not bigger. And then as far as the sizes go, they pretty much match up the same as far as sizes go. So counter-wise, you do get a little, I think, better quality counter now than you did back when this game was purchased. So let me put this back here. Get this on a flat surface so I can push this back in. So yeah, so the counters are a little nicer, you know, and it's strictly, one of the reasons I do this is I wanted to know, you know, if things were different between the two, and so hopefully this helps you out when you're looking to buy these games. You know, was it worth it for me to get this one? And right away I'd say yeah, just for the addition of the extra game, also these little player aids do make a difference, and then also you have a different order of battle, which supposedly, according to the book, balances out the game a little more. So I think that's important. And you know, this map fit. You know, it actually fit in both of them quite well. But now you have a little bit more room here for this map to fit into than you did on the old one. Oops, let me get my dice back in here. So that's my comparison right there of these two, you know, the same great game. But hopefully, you know, again, like I said, I did this because I was curious as to what the difference is. So whenever I get a second edition, I still have the first edition. I will definitely be comparing them side by side to see what's different there. And if that helps you out deciding whether you want to spend the money for this, or if this game is, you know, makes you happy and you don't need to spend the money, good. That's the whole idea. But I am glad that I got this. The other thing I should say is that this box is way beefier than this old box. Tremendously so. So, you know, and the artwork is really cool on this one. The artwork's cool on the old one too, but I like this artwork a lot. So hopefully that helps you make your decision when you're looking at edition 1 and edition 2. You know, if you go online and you're going to buy them, which one to get. You know, if you do you really save enough money on edition 1 to make it worth it to get it instead of edition 2? But I thank you for joining and you know, watching the video, and please do like and subscribe. I can't tell you how much that does help out the channel a lot. So until next time, keep on playing, and hopefully you'll be around for my next video. Thanks for watching this one. Take care.